I'd have him narrating my shit.
No, for sure.
Val found an apartment in Jersey City. Sade was young, but her bladder was full.
All right, guys.
The pod. The Lyrical Fix.
She's like, you guys are comical today. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, shit. Okay. I'm trying to get myself together.
And we're back.
That's how we're going to do the punch.
And we're back.
And we're back.
And
All
we're
right.
back.
This is the longest intro.
They've returned to the
Oh,
podcast.
shit. My mic is falling.
Here we are, the Lyrical Fix.
All right. You guys are tuned in
What was
to...
that?
Oh, shit. Episode 7, guys.
Episode 7, Lyrical Fix.
Yep.
Episode
Yippee.
7.
Okay. With Kid Pro.
Sade.
Val.
Guys, what's up? What's going on with y'all?
Yeah, what's
How's
going
everybody
on?
doing?
I didn't even ring them off.
Oh, that's right. We got sound effects this time, nigga.
Oh, yeah.
The sound effects right here.
Sound effects.
Give it up,
Other
man.
sound effects.
Y'all already
Whoa,
know.
whoa.
So let's get it all out the way. So, Lyrical Fix Podcast. You can find us on Anchor, Audio Mac, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and we're on motherfucking YouTube. That beat you heard in the beginning was from my motherfucking boy, my producer, my nigga for over 10 years, Obi Beats. Check him out on Instagram at OBBEATZZ, one of the dopest producers out of motherfucking New Jersey. He's been making hits worldwide. He played some new shit with this dude from Nigeria. That shit's going to be a certified hit. I can't wait to hear that. I don't know the artist's name, but the shit is dope. Shout out to Obi. Make sure with the YouTube stuff that you subscribe, you rate us. Matter of fact, every place you can. Subscribe,
Yes.
like the shit, comment, give us some love, show us what it is. We've been getting extreme love ever since we posted this YouTube clip from the last episode with guests. So shout out to everybody that's been listening,
Yes,
the
thank
loyal
you,
listeners.
guys.
We fuck with y'all. We're going to keep bringing you
appreciate
this shit. We're going to keep making this one of the dopest podcasts around. So thank you so much for listening to us, man. Guys, what is going on? How has everybody's week been? We've had a busy week, all of us. Let's start with Val. What's up?
What's up,
What's
What's
guys?
going on? Tell me about it. You had a busy week yourself. What's going on?
Yes, I had a busy week. I first started my week not knowing where I was moving to, but I knew I had to move by the end of the week. So, you know, real life. And then I finally found a place.
Hey, applause.
Jersey City for right now, but I had to hire movers because I wasn't trying to ask my mom, uncle, cousin, everybody last minute to drop everything to help me.
Was it a cool moving experience? Like, did you get everything done?
For the most part, yeah, I got majority of the things done.
Okay.
But then again, in the process of me doing that, I'm also with my new job and me working there and working at Miller's, it was like I was being pulled everywhere, driving to Rutherford, then driving to Paramus. And for you Jersey people, you know, like it's not too far for that, but it's like a 15-minute, 20-minute drive. But then to drive to Jersey City, that's like a 30-minute?
It's taking me like 45.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, you know, with traffic, I feel, because without traffic, it's like 25, 30.
Yeah.
But regardless of the point, that's like a mean drive. So I'm going to have to do that for a month, whatever. It is what it is.
So you
I've
had
accepted it.
You had the movers and all that shit?
Oh, my God, yes. I had the movers, and the whole time, there was only 2 guy movers.
Okay.
And they come in. He was like, okay, so we're just going to sign a couple things. So I had to sign the form. And the whole time, there was another mover over there. I was, mind you, I have my hair up, no makeup, completely, like, done up, bummed out. And I'm just trying to get the boxes going. And he's just like, oh, you know, so I'm surprised that you're doing this by yourself. You don't got a man and blah, 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 blah.
Nope.
What's
Oh,
up?
he hit you with that line. Oh.
Get the fuck out.
I see
And
that.
I was like, no, I don't have a man and I don't need one. Thank you. And then he was like,
shut that down quick.
yeah, because he was a skinny, tall, like,
Lanky.
yeah, lanky. He probably might have been Jamaican or Haitian or something like that. But regardless of the days, like, he kept trying, you know. The whole time he was moving, he was like, so where you from? I was like,
So he was shooting a shot in between the boxes.
not from Lodi.
Yeah.
I'm from Patterson. And he was like, oh, you a sweetheart and you got your nails done. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, you just got them done, didn't you? I was like, that okay, how do you know? Like, it was just weird.
Paid attention
It was just
to
a little
nails.
creepy. Yeah, he was paying attention to all these details. I don't know. At the point of the day is he was there with his boss, and his boss was like trying to kick him out of me and my best friend's apartment because he was still like trying to be there. And he
Okay.
was like, just follow me on Instagram. Here's my he was like,
oh my God.
he was like, here's my Instagram. And then Paloma was like, damn, what you did to that man? I was like, I didn't do anything. And she was like, yo, he was trying with me too. I was like, I know.
Oh, he tried both of y'all.
It was just, come on, bro. Like, you're doing your job. Like, that's a turn off. And then you're over here trying to get a number during your job. Like,
shoot or shoot. That's all you can say.
I was like, how many houses you guys move within a day? Like, I asked that question.
So do you guys move a lot?
We're professionals at this point. I'm like, I can't imagine.
All right, so that was all right. That was an experience. I feel you. Yeah. I feel you. But everything's good. You moved everything. Everything's straight.
Everything's straight. I'm just gonna leave some boxes there because we're gonna move again anyways. So for right now, I'm just gonna stay there, settle there, and so far so good. I like some people in the neighborhood. You know, it's so sweet.
Yeah, cool. A month is gonna go by fast anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll dread it for that month or whatever.
So you're getting settled in.
100%, and hopefully we'll start recording in my new place. You know.
Oh shit! All right. Okay then. Well, that's gonna be interesting. All right, that's what it is. Okay. All right, let's go on with the adventures of Mama Bear the Plug. You was out in Miami this past week.
Yeah.
What's up? Talk about it.
I want to go back. Miami's definitely like a second home for me. So it was nice to be back. Oh my God.
So this was obviously for pleasure, not for business.
No, yeah. It was. Okay. I mean, I got a lecture from Pro. He was like, "Are you seriously gonna work?"
Yeah, man. Yeah, I did not want you to work out there. Like, I wanted you to just chill, enjoy yourself, because it's not you were alone.
No.
Yeah, you were hubby. So.
Well, hubby has to sleep.
True.
And I get to work when he's sleeping. But no, it was dope. I would get yelled at if I would work. Yeah, I got my phone snatched a couple times. It wasn't like I was like working, but it's just like here and there, like social media type working and shit and texting, and yeah, they weren't that happy. But overall, it was a dope trip.
They're never that happy.
Yeah. It was, because I have friends out there, and so I was able to get some stuff for us. That was my little surprise for you guys. It's on the way.
Oh, okay.
You'll see.
All right, so it'll be there for the next episode, I guess. We'll see it.
It should. Yeah, it should. It usually doesn't take long to make.
Oh, be on the lookout for that surprise, guys. I'm sure when we start filming, you'll notice it.
Yeah, my little friend in Miami. Shout out to Lorena. She's the plug's plug. She's my plug.
Okay.
Oh, is there a name for that? The plug's plug?
The outlet.
You the plug of the plug.
Outlet. Ooh, the outlet. The outlet.
You the surge.
Shout out to the outlet. The electrical company.
You provide.
The surge. That's a good one. All right, we're going to call it the surge.
That was good.
That's what's up. Wait, so you was in Miami anywhere special? Any specific place?
Oh, yeah. So we wanted to plan it out because anytime we go to Miami, it's like our second home in the sense that we have regular places. Yeah. We have friends out there. So there are times when we go, we kind of just waste the days. Okay. So I told him before because it was our anniversary. So that was the reason for the trip. And
oh, nice. Happy anniversary, by the way.
Thank you.
As for the anniversary, do you guys have like a song that you guys play or something?
Not really. We're not like
musically.
No, not like that. No, but I'm saying like, like we don't have a real anniversary. We made it up because we don't know. We don't remember the exact day. Because I realized it was like
when you made it official.
Yeah, so we're just like, no fucking clue. And I'm like, well, I work in restaurants, so I can always like take, if it's a Saturday, I can just take off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that'll be the one. So we do it every last Saturday of September because we know it's like the end of September, early October. So we're just like, all right, fuck it, let's pick a Saturday. So yeah, we went with that. But we're not one of those like where it's like we count it's been this long. There are times where I have to wait and be like, wait, let me do the math real quick.
Right.
So I don't even know how we're still going strong. I mean, I guess sometimes those couples don't really, I don't know.
I guess anniversary's overrated, right?
Yeah, right. Like we always do something for our anniversary.
Right.
But we're not like those couples where it's like
has to be something big. And
it's
gotta be planned
out. For me, it's like an anniversary song could be anything that you guys both picked at any time, and it's like that's it. That's your song. It's not like an actual song from your anniversary song.
Like not an anniversary. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I would say like our song. and he finds this so funny, is Method Man's what is it called? Shit, I can't remember.
Mary J. Blige?
No, the Street Life version.
Gotcha.
Without her.
Gotcha.
Before her.
Yeah, before. Yeah.
Yeah, that's our. Yeah.
That was a good version too.
That's my shit.
Yeah.
That's our song.
All right. Word up.
Yeah, I told somebody that, and they're like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's not
Why
like."
not? Shit.
Yeah, fuck
It's supposed
that.
to mean
I mean, it's a
something.
love
It
song.
doesn't have to be a love song. Exactly.
No, it is a love song if you think
Yeah.
about it.
Could be the fucking Macarena. If it's a song that's important to y'all, you know.
Nah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's what
it's just
matters.
no, but all. Wait, is All I Need?
All I
can't
need,
remember.
yes, the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a different version, the original one.
Yeah, it's the original
Yeah.
version.
That'd be some weird shit though if it's like your couple song was like the Macarena. Like
That would be really weird.
like
That's
we-
what I'm saying. I'm like, All I Need is a love song.
All I need is a good. Yeah, it's a good song. I fuck
For
with that.
yeah, because he
had a song
he
in
says it.
every
He was like, "You're
relationship.
such a fucking hood rat," and I'm like, "What? I like the song." Because we were just jamming to it one day, and I'm like, because it started playing. He's like, "Wait, isn't this? He made another song?" I was like, "No, this is the original." And he's like, "Oh, I like this shit," and blasted it, and then played it again. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is our song."
Aww.
See, on the
It was
spot.
like years ago.
That's
He
dope.
probably don't even remember that
That's what's
shit.
up.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, we had this trip like jam packed. Like we're gonna do like museum, art gallery, and all that stuff. And because I told him, I was like, all right, if we're gonna do museum, your little science shit, then at least we do an art museum gallery. Give me my art, and you have your fucking science and whatever. He's like, all right, fine. But it was a plus for me, the science museum, because it had an aquarium. What? I
Okay.
found Nemo, Dory, all of them. It was
all
dope.
them niggas.
Yeah, I like
Bubbles.
aquariums. I'll be in there like, whoa.
Oh, it was cool. No, it wasn't. The one that we wanted to go to is like humongous, and it's one of those that it like towers the glass like above you, so you're
Yeah.
literally in the ocean. This one was a little different, but it was still cool nonetheless. So we were fine with it. Then we went to the art museum, which was pretty dope. Chilled, drinking most of the time. And then for our actual anniversary that Saturday, we went to Key West.
Nice.
That was pretty dope. And then trying to think, got super fucked up. Super. Yeah, he woke up. He was throwing up and shit.
Yeah.
I fought the urge. I was a soldier, man. I fought the fucking urge. I woke up and I was like, oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I was like, nah, fuck this. So I was like, if I just keep going back to sleep, it won't happen. And then we had, so Sunday night, to rewind, Sunday night we went out to Wood Tavern. For anybody who goes to Miami, if you go to the South Beach, you're fucking whack. You need to go to Wynwood. And I mean,
Okay.
Wynwood, it did have some slack. What was it? You guys seen those videos from spring break last year? It was like fucking riots in the streets and shit.
No.
It
can't
was just
say
a bunch
that.
of bitches beating each other up. It was nothing crazy.
Okay. then I might
Wynwood
have
is
seen
not.
it.
Yeah, Wynwood is technically like the art district in Miami.
Okay.
It's like hippie. No.
Like hipster.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Okay.
I would say, yeah, for sure. It's kind of blowing up where it's like, all right, you're killing the vibes, but the vibes are, they're still there. And Wood Tavern it's amazing. And Sundays they do like, it's like Boogie Down Sundays or Boogie Sundays or something
I think you
like
said
that.
Boogie Down Sundays. Yeah,
I think so. Nah, I always get it wrong because my friend is always like, what? No, it's Boogie whatever. I was like, I don't fucking know, but it's dope as fuck. So yeah, this place they play music every night, and they have
Live?
like an inside outside, and it's fucking amazing.
Is it live music or is it like?
No, it's a DJ. They like alternate with DJs.
Oh, God.
I think they have done live, but I think it's just DJs. I know like
If
last
it was
year.
a band, I was gonna be like,
Okay,
Oh, you
so-
appreciate the live music. I see where you're going.
Yeah,
with
no, I like live. My favorite places to go for live music are in Philly.
okay.
But yeah, we went to this one place.
I
They
get it.
have this bar. She told me the name. It's probably somewhere in my phone. Where it's like a wine bar.
Okay.
And I mean, or like wine tasting, whatever. Where you tell them what you grab the wine, like what wine you want. You pick what cheeses. If you want like a cheese and meat platter,
Oh,
you
nice.
give it to them, and then they just text you or I guess whatever. Then you go back and get it, and it's just you walk to the back, and it's an open like backyard of just random tables and chairs that don't match at all. Like
Okay.
it just looked, it was super cool. Everything's like dim lit. The only thing is there was fucking dogs, so I just kept smelling dog shit. where I was sitting, and I was just like, I kept checking my
that's
shoes. I'm like,
annoying.
did I step in dog shit?
Dog shit and wine.
Dog shit and wine.
That's
That was,
something.
I think, our first night.
Oh,
second
wow.
night?
That's how it is in Thailand. They have so many stray dogs that.
No,
you
it wasn't
just-
stray. It was this one guy
It
who
smells
brought
like
his
dogs
dog.
everywhere.
No, because anywhere you go, if you have like the outside, it's not strays. That's the fucked up thing. It's not strays. It's people going in with their dogs.
Just don't clean their dog shit.
Oh, that's
As
even
much
worse.
as I love dogs, it's
Yeah.
like, bruh,
Yeah.
there's people here eating wine. I mean, drinking wine, and
Drinking wine,
eating
eating
cheese.
cheese, and last thing they want to smell is dog shit.
Bruh.
Yeah,
Bruh.
no, I feel it.
But no, Sunday night at the Wood, that was amazing. And then what's it? What was the
Sunday
post?
night
What
at
did
the
I say?
Wood.
Oh yeah, so I was like, well, I guess I'm not afraid to admit I was vacation creeping. Like, you and hubby was posting shit, so I'm following the stories and I'm seeing what y'all posting. And there was one quick post, like, I think we've all been there where you just feeling it and you just want to post. You just want to get on your phone and show off where you at. So I'm thinking Sade's just gonna post like a little video of the surrounding area and
I
shit.
usually do.
Which
but it
you
wasn't-
did at the aquarium.
Yeah.
Like I was seeing that stuff. I was seeing
Oh,
the stuff
it
in
is
the
on
art
Sunday night.
gallery.
Okay.
And then there was, I forgot what night it was, but you were with your friends and you just posted a straight up like 5-second or 10-second video of just yourself. And you were squinting hard.
That was probably my mistake.
Yeah, just
Was
the
it
hard
at night?
squint. Possibly. I mean, it was
Yeah,
just
it
your
was.
face in there, so I don't know.
Ah,
But
that was probably a
and then you
mistake.
had a caption, I think, when the liquor's hitting, I'm squinting.
Oh yeah, that was the
Yeah.
next picture. That was a picture with me and Juan.
There you go. Yeah, and you was feeling it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
could tell. Yeah.
No, because we had they have they'll have pictures of like their signature drinks and shit.
Yeah.
So and our thing is whenever we go down there and we're there like at the Wood for Sundays, we'll get a pitcher and a bucket of beer. So we're at the first bucket and it lasted. My friends down there, they're not really drinkers. Like they drink to chill. I drink to drink. They're more smokers. So
Same here.
once
I'm
we ran
that
through,
way, too.
and I mixed Red Bull. It was like this blueberry mint lemonade thing. It was banging. Or was it blueberry? I don't remember. That shit was good though. And then I had my coconut Red Bull and I was mixing it.
Oh, word.
Love it.
Put
Okay.
everybody on.
Never had that.
Oh,
That's what's
Oh,
up.
it's
So
amazing.
So
Okay.
just coconut juice and Red Bull?
Pretty much.
Oh,
It
okay.
was fucking
I
banging.
love the
And
coconut
then
Red Bull. It's my
it's like
favorite.
coconut berry or something like that.
Coconut berry.
But
Red
when
Bull.
you mix it, Red
It's
Bull and
white.
liquor is amazing.
It
Like,
was
the
it was
flavors
like a
especially.
special edition for a minute, and it would only have it seasonal, and then they had to turn it into like all day.
A regular flavor.
Yeah, because it was that
Popular.
popular for
fucking
sure.
good.
It's so
That's what's
good.
up.
Yeah, but so we went, we did our first one, and then I was like, all right, let me get another one. So I got the second one, and then and then I'm like the last one to pour, and I was like, babe, I want another one. And then he's like, all right. So he gives me his card. I was like, I don't want to get it. Make them get it. So he asks us, and he's like, oh, do you guys want to get another pitcher? They're like, no, we're good. And mind you, outside you can smoke. So they've had, I don't know. I see mad blunts in rotation. Nice. And then there's even that, like all the people that are there, you may even start smoking with like people next to you. Like I've done that there before.
Oh,
Like
that's
that's
cool.
how, yeah.
That's a real nice vibe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
used
I
to.
like that.
I've
too.
gone there like when I'm trying to think. When she first moved to Miami, I just started cutting down on smoking. So whenever I went out there, I would. And it's just freely. It's not that free. Some people are like, nah.
Some people, yeah,
Don't.
got this sloppy lips. I don't like
Exactly.
sharing blunts with sloppy lips.
But yeah, but you,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah,
when we
long
go with her,
kisses.
she always runs into people she knows. They have their own blunts, and then these people have blunts. So they were smoking a lot, and she looks at me. She's like, "You're not feeling it?" I was like, "Well, I've only been drinking." She's like, "But we ran through a lot." She's like, "You drank most of it." I was like, "Don't."
You got tolerance. That's it. They just got to
I
deal with
was like, "Don't watch me."
it. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Don't worry about what I'm doing. Worry about what you're doing.
I was like, well, you guys been smoking? Because they were like, oh, but we're like, we feel it. I'm like, yeah, you guys been smoking.
Right. It just enhances it.
Yeah. So that picture with the squinting eyes and the liquor hitting, that was probably another two pictures
That might have
and
to
a
be
shot
the
of
title
Jack.
of the podcast. The title, the photo title.
I'm
Just
not
you
putting that photo.
That's one of the thumbnails
That's a monumental photo, actually.
on the IG for the first episode that I did the edit on, where it's just you going, "Oh my God. When I did that close up.
Oh my God, I fucking hate that picture.
I knew. You never said anything about it, but I was like, hoping. I'm like, she didn't say shit, so she must like it. But in my head, I'm like, she don't like that shit.
No, what was it? I didn't notice it until Val posted it on on her story, and I'm with her, and I'm like, and I see she like just posted something. I was like, this bitch just posted. She's right next to me. So I click her story, and I was like, the fuck? I just see my face. I was like, oh, this is a no.
Yeah, it was the do's and don'ts episode, and it was you going, oh my God, and I like did a zoom in because that shit was hilarious, and then I made it the thumbnail. I was like, yeah, she'll like this.
No, we're not the liquor squinting. No, we're not making that.
She's like,
all right.
She's like, it'll take my photo out now.
All right, fair enough. All right, so I know for next time.
If Instagram had an edit like that, you can actually edit that. Yeah,
you can't.
It's fine.
It's the one thing you can't fucking edit.
You can do like tags and names and shit.
Which Instagram? Side note. Fuck you guys. No, not fuck you guys, but seriously, I can't fix the fact that I can't share. This is for anybody watching this. I make it a point to show love to every artist, every creator, even regular people. Like when they got some dope shit, I will share it to my story. At least I used to. For some reason, I can't fucking share. I hit that little paper plane thing, and I can only send shit to another person as a message. I can't post it to my story. I've tried to write Instagram so many fucking times. It doesn't work unless it's an IGTV video. So for anybody watching, if you're wondering why I never share your shit to my story, because I fucking can't. I would love to, because I'm that type of guy. I have no ill will with anybody. I just can't share your shit. But I still comment. I show you love and all that. It's fucking weird. Yeah. It makes me look like an asshole. Like I'm too good to share your shit on my story when that's not the case. Right. So that fucking bothers me. So if anybody that's listening knows how to fix that shit, because the girls were trying before and they couldn't do it, I don't know. Guess somebody. Help a nigga out, man, because I'm fucking losing my mind here. I'm trying to just share shit. But, yeah, back to the Miami thing. Sounds like a great time. Anything else that you missed?
I mean, there's part of, like, our time at the Wood where we ran into this couple, but I'll get to it later.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say it right. Well, I already told you guys. Yeah, I met a Leo who was dating a Virgo.
Oh, shit. And we're already into it. How long are we into this pod right now?
No, we still have to talk about your week.
Okay.
And
all right,
then we'll get to it. That's why I was like,
yeah, we're going to talk about your week, bro. All
right, man. My week has been, it's been eventful. So it is now my responsibility to edit the videos for the podcast, which I don't mind doing. Val ended up lending me her laptop. Thank you, by the way.
You're welcome.
And I spent all Saturday getting it ready, combing through everything. We had 3 different camera angles. I'm using iMovie, which I never used before. So I'm learning it. I'm cutting it. I got all the angles. I'm making sure whenever Val's talking, camera's on her. Whenever Sade's talking, camera's on her. Whenever Guest is talking, camera on him, and so forth. And I get there. I'm going to save my shit. Took me a good 11 hours to do it. There's a lot of distractions and shit on a Saturday. But I got it done. And then when I'm saving it, thought I had it saved. And I went back, took a break, went back to it, and everything was fucking gone. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, and I wanted to rip my hair out. And it was the worst. I struggled so much, and I had to end up doing it again like on Tuesday night, and it sucked. It was just one camera angle, and it was a struggle. But it's all right. I got through it. That was part of my week. I got this little mini tour going on where I'm just hitting up different showcases and open mics coming up. It's the KID tour, Knowledge, Intensity, Determination tour, coming to a city near you in North Jersey, all of October. I'm doing it with my boy Guest. Shout out to Guest who made the artwork for that. And because of that, it's not, I guess, surprisingly, I mean, I should be expecting this more as an artist, but when you just post your shit and you let people know what you're doing, a lot of other people get attracted to it, and I started getting offers to go to other places. And it came to the point where I had to turn down certain places because I didn't want to, like, spread myself thin. Yeah. You know, and plus it's other stuff, like as an independent artist, you're paying for everything yourself, so it's gas money. I got to get my car tuned up because I want to make sure that I can make it to all these places and not have any trouble. You know what I mean? It's tough. And I also got a project that I'm trying to finish by Thanksgiving. So I'm just trying to, like, promote this and, you know, do my songs and all that stuff. So shout out to everybody that's hit me up for a spot on their show. I'm going to different places. I'll be at Boonton. I'll be at Passaic. I'll be at Newark. I'll be at Jersey City.
Lodi next week.
Lodi next week for Check It Open Mic. So Check It and Open Mic.
Night. That's why I just say check it.
Check it. So I'm going to be everywhere. And Guest is also rolling with me for a couple of dates as well. So he's got his Joker tour coming up. Shout out to Guest, man. Other than that, today was a a crazy day. These pants I'm wearing, I go to work in these sweatpants, not knowing that these pants I wore about 3 months ago when I was painting my my bathroom, and had a couple paint stains on them. So I'm like, all right, no big deal. And then I went to the bathroom, and there's a big mirror, and as I'm leaving, I notice there's a huge fucking paint stain on my ass, on my left cheek. And I'm like, oh, shit, I've been walking around work for the past 3 hours right now with a big-ass paint stain on my cheek. And my good-for-nothing coworkers didn't say a goddamn thing to me. And I was fucking, the anxiety was hitting me and shit. I'm like, should I just take off my hoodie and tie it around my waist like it's the 90s or some shit? And, yeah, that was embarrassing as shit. But I got through with it. That's pretty much my week in a nutshell. Just getting the podcast edited, getting these shows ready, and just dealing with life shit. But overall, good week. Not as exciting as you guys, not as eventful, but still a week in itself. So I'm just glad to be here. Blessed. This is what I look forward to every week. Just getting to sit down with you guys and talking that shit.
For
you know
real.
what I mean? So
getting down to business.
Yeah, I had a rough day today.
You want to talk about it? What's up?
Let's talk about it.
No, leave it. All right. We'll talk about it.
I was
All
able to leave
fair.
it behind.
All fair.
But
All
as
right.
soon as when I was setting up, I was just like, oh my God, like I need to leave this bad juju. I'm like, ugh, I couldn't get out of that bad mood. And then eventually, once we started, the three of us started doing shit, I was like, okay, I'm good.
Word up.
Right.
Oh, and speaking of with the editing and shit, we got a lot of good reactions from the episode with guests. So shout out to guests again. We big you up every fucking time, man. This is crazy. But yeah, the guest episode was last week. It was our first episode with a guest, and I gotta say it was a success, man. It was funny. Dude was insightful, getting to learn more about him,
Right.
And the fact that I had a little bit of help in him getting back into the music thing, which was dope. And just his whole story, man, was pretty amazing. Me and him have a lot in common, and I see now why me and him get along so well. He's got a great story to tell. His music's obviously fucking dope. So it's just great to have people like that get to share their story. So shout out to him again, man. It was a great fucking experience having a guest. I can't wait for the next guest. I don't know who we're picking. We haven't decided on the next guest yet.
Yeah, but they're coming.
But they're coming.
Yeah.
We're trying to do, I guess, one a month. So 3 episodes with just us and then one with a guest. But right now we got about maybe 5-6 guests that are
No, we have more
trying to come on. We have more? Yeah, you're right. We have more. So we're going to try to figure it out. Maybe make it 2 a month. We don't know because, I don't know. I like the chemistry that we got right now that we're working with. Not to say that it'll get ruined if we bring a guest on, but it's just
yeah,
I just enjoy these. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
It's about us.
It's been about us, right? Just us
Right.
breaking our thing down.
I don't want it to be too guest focused.
It's about
Right.
You guys are cool.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Thanks.
Yeah, it's no
Thanks
shade
for
at all,
listening.
guys. Don't even take it that way. It's just, it's the team right here.
Right.
It's
It's
all
the
love either
dream
way. But
team.
we're going to figure it out. That's our favorite saying here. We'll figure it out. That's our slogan. But yeah, no, the guest episode was fucking amazing. I can't wait for the next one. We're going to keep making them better, really, man. So that was our week in a nutshell. That was awesome, guys. Now, as far as what happened this week, what do you guys want to get into? Because a lot happened this week. It was kind of a little bit on the downside. Not a lot of positives happened this week. The music was released, but as far as current events, one thing we can get into right now that we kind of talked about last week was let's just get right into it, the 6ix9ine shit.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, this guy 6ix9ine, man, is still making
Fucking
news.
trip.
I thought we
can't.
weren't going to be talking about him after last week.
No,
but
I mean I knew that. When what was it? When we first covered it, I was like, I already know because technically the case isn't over,
Right.
so we still have a lot more to go off of. But damn, it's every fucking day there's some new
this
shit.
nigga really wants to skip witness protection,
Yeah.
and he wants to get 24/7 security. Now I don't know.
That's crazy.
Now I'm not the smartest guy in the room, smartest guy ever. Really, I don't claim to be, but that's got to cost a lot of money to have 24/7 protection. Because obviously you're going to have some people going after him once he gets out. He's not going to be able to walk the streets by himself. Let's be
No.
real. So to have 24/7 protection,
Yeah.
all the
24/7
time?
protection, but for somebody who is gonna get attacked, and are people really
he's
gonna?
going to get pressed.
Yeah,
This motherfucker, he'll probably get jumped at Whole Foods.
and supposedly he might be getting out as early as next year.
Right. So I just don't see it happening. This guy really
Right.
got some balls on him to still go out with those tats on his face, probably do his hair. I don't know, who knows, but now
Well,
it just
nothing's
leads
gonna
me to
change that.
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
it's gonna
I
change
feel like
either.
the way that he tried to gain his audience and to try to get up there is always by getting a bunch of attention, whether it's negative or positive. So just his name could be out there. Like right now, us talking about him, even though we know he's not, whatever. That's the same thing that people argued that Trump did when he was doing his election.
Oh, he's trolling.
He was trolling and trolling and
So-
trolling because he knew that he was going to be such a topic and he was going to get those numbers skyrocket high because of how negative he was. And yes, everybody was talking about
But that shows like what we are as a society, because we fucking follow that shit.
Yeah.
The fact that we're still talking about him and it's still a thing, like, it means something. He's really good at what he does, getting a reaction out of people.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't check out what he's doing. If he drops a song, I'm gonna listen to it. I may not download it, but I'm gonna stream it and see what's up. If he drops a video,
That's true.
I'm probably gonna watch it. And most people are like that too. They'll share it, and it'll be talked about again because this guy's just good at what he does, getting a reaction out of people.
No, and the kid, like, he's smart.
He's
Danny,
smart.
Man,
Like, we can, like,
that
let's just,
motherfucker Danny is smart.
yeah. Let's,
Because
That's
did
his
you have you
name,
seen the
Danny.
Danny, yeah.
Yeah, Daniel.
Daniel
whatever.
Hernandez.
Hernandez, yeah. He did an interview
Straight
with Hot
Latino.
97 or Power.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club, yeah.
Yeah,
And that was like one of their
yeah.
highest rated interviews. Like, he even guaranteed it's like, this is going to be one of your highest rated interviews of the year. And it was. It was like the most viewed.
No, he was like, it was,
talking that shit.
yeah, it was almost like watching like a basketball game where he was just like, oh my God, it was like insane.
Yeah.
He just had them just like mind fucked.
And they
So
came at
the
him with the
kid is
questions, and
not-
he
he's
didn't
not
care.
stupid at
He was
all.
good. He's not dumb, and I think like he's gonna. I think he has a plan. Like, once he gets out, because like people are
He
gonna come
has
at
to
him
be
with
scared.
movies. They're gonna come at
Like-
him with a deal. He's gonna have a way to get some money once he gets out. Because there's not gonna be no way that someone in the entertainment industry is not gonna holler at him, and be like, hey, want to offer you
But
something.
it's so fucking
You
stupid.
don't think that he's not gonna have like a chance to get a label? I don't think so. I think
no,
that's
I mean
gonna be
he
hard.
could. He can go independent and still make money.
Okay,
He can still go
I
independent.
see what you're
He
saying.
might get a TV deal. He might be doing some other shit.
Yeah.
There's no way that people aren't gonna not want to fuck with him.
anything in entertainment. Period.
He's gonna have a way to make some money. Like, especially if he chooses not to go through witness protection,
Right.
he's gonna have a way to make some money, and then that'll help him in getting his 24/7 protection. I think, you know.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be able to do it. He can pull it off. If anybody can, it's him. And people are gonna want to know what's going on with him. For him to go into witness protection, I think is just gonna I think he can't live with that. I think he's just so addicted by the fame drug.
Yeah.
For him to just go into
No,
like
for
nothingness
sure.
and just end up in Montana, being like
Yeah.
a greeter at Walmart. That's not in the cards for him. He doesn't
Yeah.
have it in him to do that shit.
Yeah.
You know.
The witness thing, yeah, you don't get, I mean, you have protection, but they're like on the low. So that it could just be like, you could be walking past somebody and then you walk past somebody again. That first person's a witness. The second person is just his body, whatever.
Yeah.
He's just there to like watch for him. But it's not like what he wants is, he doesn't want to be relocated. He doesn't want a different name. He wants to remain who he is. I mean, which, granted, with all the tattoos and shit on his face, I mean, you can't really completely change who the fuck you are.
But
So
those-
he's probably just like, all right, whatever.
Those can get removed. I mean, I don't know what witness
It's a
protection can
process.
give you, but it's possible he can get them removed.
Removal tattoos, you have to
Get
like
plastic
keep going.
surgery.
I don't know. Yeah.
He could change his face. Like, shit like that is possible nowadays. Like, and you can
I don't
just
think
be
it's
sent
that
somewhere.
real.
I
mean, it's real.
It's a possibility.
It's real, but it's like, they're not going to fund that shit.
Mm.
I doubt it.
Well, I mean, with all the shit he did, he brought
True.
down a lot of people. Maybe that's part of the agreement.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I mean,
And he's not
Crazy shit
helping.
has been done.
Yeah, and he's not helping his case with the whole he was talking shit about Snoop.
Yeah.
So
oh yeah.
he's-
So what was? Tell me about that. I heard you were mentioning that before.
So I lost it. Okay. Yeah, so let me see. But yeah, he's been dismissing everybody. Like, so everybody's making these comments, he's a snitch, doing the post, shit
Right.
like that. And somebody leaked out that 6ix9ine has been like kind of calling everybody haters regarding like Snoop, 50 Cent, the game, and anybody with similar comments. Like, they're just hating on him.
That's what they were saying.
That was pretty much it. It was really just that. It wasn't too much about it, but I tried to find more to see if they said anything else, but he just regarded them as haters. But it's like, that's what confused me. How are they hating on you?
Yeah. No, this is just basically just in the sense of if you're talking negatively about him, you're hating. Because that's essentially how we see hating. If you're
Yeah.
talking in any way negatively about what I'm
Description.
doing or what's going on with my life, you're a hater.
Yeah, but
That's how we've always categorized it.
That's no, like I get
but
that.
Like, what is the action of those others?
Nothing, but I'm saying that's what it comes down to when people say, yo, you're hating. If people are just down talking anything you're doing, like, oh, yo, that song's not hot, or yo, what were you wearing with, like, that shit don't look cool, you're hating. Yo, stop hating.
But he's making it seem like that's the bullshit.
Exactly.
He's making it seem like, oh, they're hating on my hair. They're hating on my tattoos. No, they're not even hating. They're just being like, you're a fucking snitch.
Yeah. But him saying that, just that little quote coming out is newsworthy. And it's getting him in the spotlight again. Like, this is him fucking working. Like, he's that good.
Yeah, I don't think 6ix9ine, unless he was trolling, I don't know if he purposely wanted that to be out.
This guy's a master troll. Like, the colleges are gonna be doing a course on this in the future.
It could have been a phone conversation or a visit, and then he's like, all right, let him know.
Yeah.
Or he could have been the one that called.
He's a master in the science of trolling. That might be the thing. He might have a book deal after this.
Yeah.
And that'll make his
yeah,
fucking
for
money.
Sure.
What? Come on, man.
For sure.
I'm thinking book deal. I'm thinking Lifetime movie.
Netflix.
Probably straight to
Hulu.
Netflix.
Hulu
Hulu and Hump series. You know what I mean? Copyright Kid Pro, Hulu and Hump. Yeah. This might, come on. It's going to be a straight to TV movie, or maybe even the theater. It's just the Danny Hernandez story.
Oh, God.
Snitch 9.
I see it.
Oh.
I see that.
Come on, man. This is going to, you find the right actor to do it. He's there. This is going to be a movie in the next 5-10 years. Hollywood would be stupid to not capitalize off of this shit, because that's what they do. It's a money maker. It's a money grab. Who in the hip hop community would not want to see a movie about someone that was a giant hip hop star, rose to the top of the ranks,
Right.
was involved in a criminal organization, gang affiliations and shit, and then it all came down and he snitched on all of them? That is must-see TV or must-watch movie, like, without a doubt. And this guy has pulled it off. Like, say what you want about him, but the way he's handled this shit and the shit he's done and said, like, it's fucking great content, man. Like, you can't deny that shit.
That's true.
Like, if he would have just said nothing and rotted in jail, no one would have cared. But the fact that he did all this, that made him even more interesting, and people are going to want to see what's happening.
And that's exactly what his manager said. He said, 6ix9ine doing this is giving him more of a popularity and more of attention, and that he's going to be bigger.
His manager, Shotty?
Yeah, that he was going to be bigger than he is now because of what he did.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, that's right. Yeah. I was just like, isn't he locked up? But yeah, it was before.
He's bigger now than he has been before. He was already big before, and like now it's just bigger. It's just nationwide.
Yeah.
Almost worldwide.
Just because of this little topic.
Yeah, bro. No, he's on his shit.
Stupid.
It's kind of like the Trump thing. I don't agree with any of Trump's policies. I'm not trying to get political or anything like that, but to say he's not one of the most, like, interesting presidents that we've had, like, that's not, like, I'd be lying.
The fact that he's so readily on Twitter, just there, accessible to argue with.
Yo, it's crazy.
And
like,
just to hear his thoughts, I mean, it's the worst mind. It's the worst train of thoughts ever, but it's entertaining, and it's also sad. Yes, that's our president. Yeah, it's sad, but it's kind of interesting.
But it's interesting. It's kind of like borderline exciting.
It's kind of like you want to just laugh at your misery.
I feel like when George Bush was out too, and everything, and he was a horrible president too, and Pink came out with Dear Mr. President. Every single time we have a horrible president, I always think of that song, like Dear Mr. President.
No, word up. And
like on some real, because I was
kind of surprised. I thought she was gonna. I don't know if she said anything, but I was surprised if she didn't.
I'm surprised no one has come out with that, because now we're so vocal in the media and everything. They would figure that we would stand out and
people
do
have
songs.
Fireworks.
Fireworks.
Throwback to episode 1.
Sorry.
YG had his song, fuck Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I know there was a fuck
But Katy Perry too,
Trump.
when she performed or something, she said something against, I don't remember if it was a VMA performance or MTV award performance, but regardless, doing that performance, she did a very symbolic performance, and she was in fences, and it was publicized and everything, and she was talking about the immigration stuff that was happening with the families.
I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely saw that. So she kind of spoke out on that too, where she wasn't agreeing on Trump. And I think a lot of artists also shouted him out on when they accepted awards. Sadly, we got a president, and it's like, but we have to remain strong and keep the music flowing and preach this. So it's like, I don't know. It's a topic. I think now with the whole impeachment thing, we don't know. Maybe he might not stay in office.
The impeachment, he doesn't have long in the office. The impeachment thing, I forgot who did you. I think you sent it to me. I seen it and I was just like, whatever.
I don't think it'll happen, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it'll happen.
And then we were talking about it. I was like, you know what? I was like, he's almost out, but at the same time, the impeachment thing means he can't, run again.
Right.
So it's like, it's not the end. Yeah, they waited too fucking long. That I definitely agree with. But at the same time, it's like, all right, well, they're also kind of making sure that he doesn't run again. Because I think he's been talking about running again. I don't know how serious that is.
He's definitely. I could see him running again, and I could see him winning again.
Of course.
Because it's just the way he maneuvers and the way he moves around.
It just makes no fucking
sense. It's just, how could you not watch it? Like, I remember, when he first was running, and he did those debates and shit, like, that shit was must-see TV. Him going, against Hillary Clinton was hilarious, man. They did that shit 3 different times. I remember the first one, there was a meme that came out where he just said facts. And that shit was funny as fuck. And he was just going at her, and it just felt like a fucking rap battle. Him and her going at each other and shit. And this guy's just again, I hate to say it, he's exciting to watch, man. He's Obama started the whole social media president thing. He was using social media to his advantage, and Trump just took it to another fucking level, to the point where he's arguing with people. He's calling people out. He's calling people names and shit. I think I saw a tweet he said the other day where he just said bullshit in the fucking tweet.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This is our fucking president. And in a nutshell, he is what America is. That's how we fucking talk. That's how we are. But now it's just being represented with someone who has the highest position of power in the country. And it makes us look bad as a country. We're the laughing stock to a lot of countries. If you go to other countries, people, the first thing they talk about when you tell them you're American is how shitty Trump is.
And fat America.
Well, that too. But that's the only thing. Yeah, we are a fat country.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. we know how to eat, apparently.
Deep fried butter.
Deep fried butter is a real thing, yeah. But to bring it all back to what we were talking about, Trump's a troll, and 6ix9ine is a motherfucking troll, man, and he's doing his fucking thing. I mean, I don't support the snitching shit.
No.
But goddamn if he ain't doing a good job of just making himself relevant again. That's fucking 6ix9ine in a nutshell, man. Now, moving on from a troll to another troll, I guess, in a way.
Who's the other troll?
Guys, when is this fucking Kanye West album coming out?
Oh, Jesus.
Man.
God damn,
Who
man.
fucking knows?
Yo, Jesus is king?
Jesus
is also late, because this nigga ain't coming out with that shit. What is going on with this nigga right here, man?
He said we waiting to be saved.
I'm waiting to be saved. Jesus might come before this nigga's album comes.
I had high hopes because when Ye dropped, I was in Miami working there last year. So then I was like, damn, here it is. He's going to drop another one. I'm in Miami. Maybe he's going to do it this time. Because Ye didn't, I'm not sure. No, Ye didn't drop on time. No. So I was like, all right, cool. What if this finally drops on time? And no, it did not. And then it was like, oh, it's going to move to Sunday. I had a feeling, too. I was telling them, I was telling you guys, it's probably just going to drop on Sunday. I mean, the title has Jesus in it. Why wouldn't it? And no, it did not.
It didn't. I remember last year, I remember a Kim Kardashian tweet when she said, the album's coming out during Thanksgiving and shit. Then it didn't. Came out months later, that Ye album, the one he did in Wyoming, when he started doing that whole album a week, the 7 album, shit like that. And from what I've seen, I just saw recently him just going to different churches, doing Sunday services, and he was recently in a church at Queens. I don't know which one. That was making a lot of noise.
That was part of, so what he did Friday when he was supposed to drop Jesus is King was he did a listening party, I guess. Yeah, listening party. And he showed, I think, I don't think he showed the whole thing, but part of the documentary that drops sometime this month. So he's dropping, for Jesus is King.
He's dropping a documentary. Is it the making? Is it something else? Are these videos? What's exactly in it?
From the look of it, it might be kind of like a visual album.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
In a sense.
That's why I feel like
but
he's
it's also
doing
the
all
making of it.
Listening parties too, because he's also recording them as he's in there.
So
he's probably gonna put that a part of the IMAX movie.
Well, the listening party is just, it's not the listening party. Nobody's singing. The listening party is just So the reason why he's waiting, because this is what Kanye does all the time, I don't know why it surprised me, is same thing with Ye, is that he changes. So it'll be like, here's, okay, I'm done. It's not your regular changes. It's not the whole process of cutting and wanting this and like, no, we're going to leave that on the floor and blah, blah, blah. We're not going to do that. He finishes it. All right, this is done, mastered and everything. And then, you know what? Nah, I want to change my line. I'm just going to take that whole song out and we're going to do a new song. And that's what he does. He changes everything last minute because these listening parties fuck him up, because if he doesn't feel like, no, that's not the response I wanted, he changes it. Or if something happens in the news, he's going to change it. That's his thing. Ye, with Ye, it was, I forgot. He had, I think it was one of the manic attacks that he had. I think the one with, fuck. With TMZ?
Yeah.
I think that one, he changed it and then he brought it into it.
With the whole slavery shit.
Yeah, because Ye is like extremely like not on point, but like current, like it's super current. When it dropped, it was like, this shit just happened like last week or just a few days ago.
He wants to be sure that nothing crazy happens during the week of his release.
That's how he is it, because it's not that he doesn't want to miss it. It's not like FOMO, but I feel like he's just like, no, oh, this happened, oh, I definitely got to talk about it.
Okay.
Or it's kind of like it affected me this way, or it's the people in the listening, right? They're not rocking with it. Maybe let me change something. So he changes a lot of shit.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's his thing.
I can see that, and then that keeps on delaying the process.
Yeah, that's always been Ye. So.
Okay, so now another thing I wanted to bring up to you guys. He also mentioned, I guess it was, I don't know if this was Kim Kardashian that mentioned it, but he also said that he's no longer doing any secular music. He's just going to be doing gospel music going forward.
He said that himself.
He said himself?
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys feel about that? Because he's already been known, like one of his biggest songs is Jesus Walks, which it's a hip hop song, but it was still digestible as like a gospel song.
100%.
But now he's making straight gospel music. Like I haven't heard a whole gospel album from Kanye, but it's going to be just, and again, I'm not hating on the gospel genre, but it's just very, I don't want to say one-sided.
Wish-washy? No.
Not wish-washy, but it's going to just be kind of like a singular topic, just the love of Jesus and the what he does for you, the happiness that he brings, feeling blessed. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not the Kanye that I'm used to.
Yeah.
Where he's talking about certain things.
Do you feel like all of the songs are like that?
That's what he said. It's going to be gospel music.
No, he says that he doesn't.
That's what I'm saying, but gospel, do you think gospel genre is all about that? Because I feel like,
well, maybe not, but then I'm speaking from someone who doesn't listen to gospel all the time.
Exactly, because
there's gospel music. We don't
music.
Listen to that, but you do, so there's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So let me break it down. So there's some gospel music that talks about a lot of that worship and praise and happiness, right? And how much he's blessed, right? And then there's gospel songs that don't talk about that and talk about, getting to war, getting down to the bottom of things, but with the enhancement of this, title that they're also praising in this song, which happens to be God or Jesus, so that's what those songs are. Then there's some songs that talk about your pain and all of that stuff, and how to remove that. And it's not necessarily bringing up God. It's just like, just take the pain, faith. Leave it. Exactly. It's more about faith. So I feel like there could be a lot of good things because he has an ear, yo. Like I think he sampled an old gospel tune that came out like
a few times,
like so many years ago, and he'll just put it into his futuristic electronic music now, and then it's made so much attention. It's brought him to so many things, and he won back his people by that. So I feel like it could be him also trying to win back, and for all the manic times he was lashing out and everybody didn't understand him, I think he's trying to make back for that. But I also genuinely think he always had a faith for him. And I think since his mom passed away, what else does he have? I don't know his relationship with his father, but I know that after his mom passed, he just went crazy.
I think his father left them when he was young, or he died.
Yeah, that's when he started doing this whole and then I remember too when he did like this whole speech on Drake dropping that song where Kiki, do you love me? That one. So he was like, yo, I remember he had a whole video when you called me up and you said, hey, people might interpret Kiki as Kim. And you said, he just recorded the whole thing. And then when people got mad at him with the manic thing, that he went back on social media, which is the wrong thing to do, and then started explaining, you see, they try to tell me, they try to put me as the bad guy, and you guys believe him. Like, he just looked crazy, sounded crazy. I was like, bro, you don't have to explain yourself. You can just leave it be. He
wasn't crazy per se. It was more, what's it called? It just happens.
Yeah.
When you have that, and you're just not balanced. I mean, that it is, the definition. It's an imbalance. So I think that was just him imbalance. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's. I mean, I'm assuming he's probably back on his drugs now. Which is not fun either, because those drugs make you like a zombie.
But I mean, if he's going through all this and he's doing this church stuff and he's going to different churches, I can't imagine he is. But back to what you were saying, I definitely agree with you. Like, the beats, the production is going to be on point. The production is going to be something that we're all going to praise.
I don't think he's going to be doing like traditional.
I'm more worried about.
He's not going to do traditional
the content,
gospel.
Like,
okay, I see what you're saying.
Like, I'm not saying I don't expect Kanye to drop bars. But I want something like that, at least as a Kanye fan. Like, I want something.
We need that.
Yeah,
we
like
haven't heard that in a minute.
Yeah, it's just the stuff he was rapping about on College Dropout and Late Registration, and then My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It was all over the place as far as content goes, and it was great.
That's what he's good for.
That's what he's good for too. So I'm worried, like, what's gonna come of this album? Is it just gonna be solely focused on faith? Which I guess, I don't know.
I mean, faith,
I have to hear
faith
it.
Itself
can be so many things.
Yeah, faith itself has a lot of like avenues you can go down. So it's not that. It's not going to be like that. Like secular. It's not going to be that. Not secular.
Yeah,
I
singular.
can't think of the word. But it's not going to be like that focused. But at the same time, I know what you're saying. Where I'm not taking it to heart. Let's just see. That's how I.
Yeah, I definitely. It's something that I'm gonna listen to. Like we said it before.
He might just be saying in the sense of like how, like rap. Like I don't talk about like not rap, but like new age rap.
He's not gonna be bragging about
like hoes,
cars and hoes and shit.
My jewelry and
no. We're not gonna hear any of those braggadocio bars.
Really, I mean, Ye kind of was like that. The album, kind of like here and there, but I felt like Ye was like, it kind of like he was kind of leaning already towards what Jesus is King, like what he's gonna do.
I don't know.
Here.
I just love gospel because, to be honest, there's like amazing singers in there that you can look up to. Everybody's soulful.
Well, that's not the problem. We're talking about
that's
content.
not the problem here.
We're not talking about.
I'm talking about the content. What he's going to be talking about. That's where my not my issue, but just what I'm more focused on. Like, what is it going to be? I'm sure other people have had those thoughts too. But if it's just going to be solely faith based, I mean, me not knowing much about gospel music, what is it going to entail? What is going to be talked about? Obviously, he's going to talk about his family.
I'm looking forward to the harmonies. That's what I'm saying, because in that you have
but
a lot
the content.
of that.
We're talking about the words. What he's going to be talking about, the actual.
I mean, he's going to possibly be talking about what the gospel normally is. I don't know.
But
I don't think.
No, but that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's not about the music at all.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that that's what I'm looking forward to in this whole thing. That's the only thing I'm looking forward to on this Jesus is King thing is that artistry and the way that he makes the beats. But other than that, I don't know what else to expect.
I don't think the artistry is going to be a problem at all. That I'm not worried about. And then I heard it got leaked. So during one of the listening parties, I'm not sure if it was New York or
I hate motherfuckers.
It might have been the New York one.
Right.
Somebody just recorded it. So I think that's the one that my boy had told me about that was like, oh, it leaked or whatever like that. That's when he said, he was like, it's super rough, this and that. He's like, but you can kind of hear it and it sounds dope as fuck. So I'm like, okay, like there's hope. I have a little bit of hope, I think, because like, and I don't want to do it. I told him, I'm like, I can't listen to a leak, like leak shit like back then was like, oh, it's on that piff, like leak shit back then was like actual or close enough to album. Leak shit now is like you hear the final and it's nothing like the leak. Yeah. So it kind of ruins it. So I didn't listen to it, but he said he listened to a part of it and then he felt the same way and he's like, all right, I can't listen to this anymore. But so far he said it was dope. And then the Kanye and Tiana
Taylor?
Yeah, I hope that one stays. At
Okay.
this point, I just hope like that one. He has Push and his brother, the Clips. Yeah, the No Malice. He has him on there.
Definitely want to
That
hear
one
that
I'm-
track.
And
I'm
he
just
has a few
excited,
others.
man.
I forgot.
I'm excited, man. I can't
was
wait
like,
to
the
really
fuck
hear
was
this
that?
shit.
I'm gonna try this.
We're back.
I was waiting on it.
That was like, it's your cue. And then I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
All right, guys, we're back from our little break, and it's time for us to talk on what's really going on, right, in this world. We just wanted to bring up a couple things, shine a light on some things that I guess a lot of us may feel uncomfortable in talking about and may feel uncertain to, but it's important for us to talk about it so we can try to raise an awareness on it. So we want to talk on what's basically been going on in our friends' lives and what's been popping up a lot in the news.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people who have, children and people who don't, people who weren't parents, people who are just out here independently, it's something that we need to also be aware about and look over our shoulders. So with that being said, we want to talk on domestic violence and how much it's been affecting us as the Me Too movement that just popped up, and how, yes, women do go through that, but it's important for us to also know that the opposite genders also go through that. And so, yeah, let's talk on that. We have a friend, Millie, right, who is currently going through something, and I want Sade to kind of like break it down for us because she knows the information better than me and pro, but go ahead.
Millie, so she just recently, this past weekend, her brother was killed in a domestic dispute that actually has been going on for a long time. She's been posting about it a lot to try to raise awareness. And the crazy thing is this happened Sunday, September 30th. No, Monday. I think it was like Sunday night going into Monday. And then October 1st starts off with the, wait, hold on. Let me just look it up because I always murder this. The National Domestic Violence Awareness, because October, that's the month for it. And it's just a little scary, and she's been posting pictures about it too. And it's just, so the story is her brother has been dealing a lot with, I guess, his ex or his current, and they have a child together too. And it was a lot of fighting. And she also showed pictures on social media where you see, like, he's sharing it. He's sending them pictures to be like, look what she's doing, and he's showing, and then she's sharing messages. And I completely get where she's coming from, because she's trying to raise awareness to be like, look, like, not all men, not even, I mean, men in this case, because it's her brother, but even like the women that we know, they could be going through something, but they're not sharing it. So, and he was sharing everything. He was showing the pictures. There's a message where, like, I don't know how long ago it was, but he says, like, if you don't hear from me by 7, just, like, something happened.
Damn.
And then he's texting, he's like, everything's okay. And it's like 7:30 kind of thing. And I guess it's been going on for a long time. I'm not entirely too sure, but just trying to give her space. But it's just important, I think, especially regardless of what month it is that we know that this is going on, because not everything's going to be light and happy and fun and, like talking about like 6ix9ine and all that shit. There are dark times, and that's what reminds us that we're human.
Right.
So, but that's the thing. What's the category of like what would be under domestic violence, and then in a sense for
It's
like
two partners.
two partners?
It's no matter, like, if you're in a relationship or, if they're like something like that, that's domestic.
But what is the category? Is it verbal? Is it physical? Is it?
That's
all included in that.
It's all included. Because
Stockholm.
abuse, it means, well, Stockholm is if you kidnap, and Stockholm syndrome is if you kidnap somebody and they grow like an attachment to you, that's Stockholm, because they think like, oh, like, I'm in love with them.
So that's not a version of domestic violence.
I would no. I think that's just violence and abuse.
Yeah,
but that's more of a syndrome of being kidnapped for a long period of time. Yeah. So abuse is anything, obviously, that's mental, physical, emotional. Anything that ranges in that. And then I pulled up some stats, and I mean, we know, and I think that's where like the machismo thing comes. With guys, and it's not just Spanish. Sorry, I said machismo, but the macho shit with guys is that you don't know what they're going through, because they feel like, oh, I'm a man, like I can't share, you know, that my girl is beating on me, or like I have this situation.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah,
So
you don't wanna
that's
look
that's
like
a scary
punk
thing.
out here if you're admitting that you're getting beat up by your significant other.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can totally see it from a man's point of view of why they wouldn't want to spread that shit. Obviously, from what you're telling me, the guy was posting pictures and
he was keeping them informed, and I
Right.
think that was the most important. It just it's unfortunate that he couldn't be saved, and the whole story. I was talking about it with somebody, and they actually caught it on the news, and I don't think the news released the name, but I think they drew connections, and they're like, oh no, that was her brother. So the girl they were fighting, I guess, stabbed him, and then left him at the hospital and drove away. And by the time the people found him, they tried to revive, and he didn't make it.
Man,
Yeah.
terrible.
It's just unfortunate. And like I pulled up stats, and it's just crazy. So it estimates that 1.3 million women and only 835,000 men are victims. But that's an estimate, and that's based off like, okay, is it reported or not?
Reported, yeah.
Yeah. And what she definitely talked about mostly in it, and like some of her posts, is that if the cops did get involved, and if he would be the one that called the cops, and he was made out to be like that he was the abuser, unless it was just like him, you know, self-defense, like get the fuck off me kind of thing. And she would always play the victim.
Right.
Yeah, and then he spent some time in jail. I'm not entirely sure if it's connected, but that's about it. But that shit's just, it's just unfortunate. And the fact that it's just fucked up that he has to call. He's the one that calls the cops, and yet he's the one that they turn to him. And it's like, the fuck? I called you guys to help me, but you're turning your back on me now.
Because that's where she's trying to raise that awareness, where it's like, just because he's taller or bigger or whatever doesn't mean that the man is not.
Yeah,
you know, the man is guilty on that. It's
obviously, he's not fighting back.
Right.
How could you? You know what I mean? It's tough. The second you put your hands on the woman and the cops are called, you're going to jail no matter what.
Yeah.
That's just how it is in this country. You know, so I totally understand that part, and it's a real shame that it had to come to this and everything. And I've seen the videos online. I mean, it's heartbreaking stuff. I follow Millie ever since the last Check It Open mic when she came through, and just her you know, posting everything and shedding light on what's going on. Yeah, you know, and it's really sad to see, because I saw the videos randomly. Like I was just scrolling on Instagram with my son. We were just watching some stuff, and then that pops up, and it's just it's heartbreaking, you know, to deal with. And then you're just reminded of like
the reality
of it, and it happens in more homes than you think. You know, like with my mother when I was younger, like I remember, you know, just being 4 years old and hearing her fight with my dad, and my dad smacked her a couple times, and then he left. Like it gets to you, you know. I mean, it can be traumatizing for kids, and there's families that are going through it and they're staying silent, and it's just really something that needs to be addressed more. And you know, the fact that there's an actual awareness about this is pretty cool, because you know, this is it's an ongoing issue, and it's something I don't see being stopped right away. Like it takes time, and it's just, man, this is tough to talk about. It's
like,
a shame.
With that being said, I feel like if anyone knows someone that's in that situation, and you can be that light in the midst of their darkness, just try to be there as much as you can.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the only way to get out of it. And unfortunately, you know, they're not going to share everything that they go on through daily with that significant other or that partner. But the fact is that you are present and you are there. So if something happens out of the blue, maybe 5 months later, they can remember, oh, this person talks to me, so I'm going to go to them right now, because I have no way out, and this is my only help, and this is my only loophole right now. So I encourage those friends to stay there, even though it's hard, or those people that have that family member there that, you know, actually push and talk to them, or push some answers out of them, because like she said, you know, they were aware, their family members in her family were aware of this violence, but they, you know, that they felt like their arms they couldn't do anything. Their arms
they would try and they would talk to him about it. And then she also went on to post about how he'll like this one thing that, oh my God, it gave me fucking chills. He was like, something about like, I think like I want to leave her. He's like, if I leave her, if I don't stay with her, then she's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
something like that,
remember
right?
being
Yeah.
said.
I can't remember the actual one, but
eh,
that shit just it's heartbreaking. And then not only it's just something with, like, our community. It's even with like the Me Too movement, like a while back. It's anything. Everybody has to question everybody's motives. So you
Right.
report something, it's like, oh, you're a punk. You're supposed to be a man, and you're letting her beat on you, or like, oh, you're just an assistant. Like, yeah, like you're, oh, like he didn't do that to you, kind of thing. So it's just one of those. It's like we just have to be more aware and just listen instead of waving people off. Instead of, and I'm not saying that her, see, Millie and the family did that to him. They were trying to help,
Yeah, they
and he was,
definitely
and
were.
he
I
was,
know they were.
yeah, and she talked about, like, in his final days, like the good that he was doing, and just like 2 weeks ago, I think he had like full custody of his daughter and stuff like that, and he was, climbing his way back. But it's just some things that you can't. It's life, and it's something that we can't control.
Yeah. And I know we talk about the whole like snitching thing and how it shouldn't be done, but this is one of those situations where, like, look, if you see something, you got to say something.
Yeah,
You got to step in.
What is it? See something, say
See
something.
say something,
Yeah.
especially for these types of situations, because and in this specific situation, even if it's a guy going through it, like, it's something that you got to like step in and try to help out. Say something in
For
whatever
sure.
we can, or just make it be known. Be there for somebody, because you never know when stuff like this could get serious and somebody ends up losing their life and a family's broken up because of it.
Yeah.
Obviously we're not very good at talking about these types of things. It gets pretty dark, but yeah, man, this is something that you hate to see happen, especially with someone in the artist community. Because when I saw C. Millie, she was very talented, and that she's going through it right now.
Yeah.
100%.
Even if you didn't see the Instagram videos, it's pretty tough to see. So if she is hearing this, just know that we here at the Lyrical Fix pod, like, we're here for you.
Yeah, we definitely
sending
feel you.
blessings
Definitely
and light your
support.
way.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
to the whole family.
And hopefully, people could follow her page and support for what she's trying to do, because she's really pushing for this awareness.
What is her IG handle? Can someone look that up real quick?
C.Millie5. And it's the number 5, not spelled out.
Yeah, C.Millie5. Just, you want to show some support.
Yeah, of course.
Send her some blessings, her way. That would be greatly appreciated.
So that's going to be the letter C, period, MILLIE 5, the number 5.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely send your support. She's definitely, she's going through it right now. And I think that what helps her, like you mentioned her, like being an artist, I think that's going to help her get through it, because she'll, I think, like, help with the healing process. She's going to write more about it. She's going to like use her voice. And she kept talking about that, how he had a voice, and how he's giving her voice, where she's going to be talking for him, and something like that. So I think that's definitely going to help her with the healing process and kind of empower her a bit. And I just hope the best for her, and I just want her to know, like, we're here. And yeah, I just so fucking rough.
Yeah, man. No, we hope to see her again very soon, especially at Check It. She had an incredible voice. She's an incredible artist. Hopefully, she knows that when she comes here, she's going to be in a room full of people, an environment full of people that are going to be nothing but supportive for her.
Yeah.
So C. Millie, again, if you're hearing this,
nothing but
you're
love for you, babe.
more than welcome to come through, and just talk to us, holla at us. We want to make sure you're okay. Obviously, we're going to reach out to her. And yeah, man, and just for anybody, if I'm sure you know somebody or you've seen it somewhere, but this is a thing that happens all the time. It's more common than we would like to admit. Just with you reading the stats earlier, it's happening in a lot of homes out here, and it's just something that needs to be addressed a lot more and spoken about, and just needs to stop. Like, this is, there's no reason why any man should be putting his hands on a significant other, and vice versa.
No, for sure.
There's just other ways to go about this type of shit, and when it gets to that point, lives can be lost. And this is one of those instances where shit just got way out of hand too quickly and just got ugly. And it just doesn't need, there's no need for that. There's just there's no room for that at all. So,
there isn't. And even like another stat, like, to put it in perspective, every 9 seconds a woman in the US is beaten or assaulted. And then 1 in 4 men are victims of some form of physical violence. And this is, domestic, by a current or ex-significant other. So it's just...
Yeah, man.
So yeah, definitely.
No, man.
It's just the dark thing in life that it needs to be addressed. And no matter, like, how uncomfortable or you know, like you don't want to see the videos or you don't want to talk about it. It's just one of those things that you have to. And it's just, you know, about showing that the person, like those people that are left behind, that, you know, you got love, you got support, and we're going to help you, you know, raise awareness.
Even if you push us away, we're still going to be there. That's on the victim. Because
that's what usually happens. That you don't want to push them too much because they do end up pushing you away. So it's kind of just like a reminder, hey, I'm here kind of thing.
Yeah, don't stop being there for those people. Absolutely, man. So peace, love, prayers, and blessings to see Millie and the rest of the family.
Yes.
I'm involved in that.
Of course.
Yeah, guys. Oh, that was tough.
Yeah. On to
well, other news. I mean, this is kind of also
dark, but a little bit lighter.
A little bit lighter. There's been a situation that happened this past, really in this past year. Came out in the news. Amber Guyger, the trial. She was the police officer that walked into an apartment and shot a gentleman by the name of, I hope I'm saying this name right, Botham Jean. Shot him in his own apartment. Apparently the story was she thought she was going into her apartment. The guy was just in there.
That was a girl. That was with the door was ajar.
Door was ajar.
Yeah.
She goes in, doesn't realize that she thinks it's her apartment. She sees a man in there minding his own business, watching TV, and she goes in there and shoots him. And I heard the 911 call, and from what it says in there, she thought that it was the wrong apartment. I, for a second, don't believe this. I don't know what the motivation was. I don't know if they had any prior history together.
Yeah, his neighbors, what did they say? That they had put, I think they said something about they put in new doors, or like, the way the doors work is they don't stay like ajar. They close right away. There's no way for the door to just be chilling open. Like, it's not,
So already the story's a little sketchy.
Yeah. So, that I remember the case, that was so long. Well, it wasn't that long ago, but that was one of the details that I was just like, the fuck? Yeah,
so the trial happened, and apparently she was found guilty. Well, not apparently, she was found guilty. Sentenced to 10 years in prison for the murder of Botham Jean. And the interesting, I guess if you want to say, interesting part about this whole story was that there was footage of the brother of the victim and also the father forgiving her. You know, the brother even so much as saying like he wanted to get up from his testimony and give her a hug. And there was video footage of him hugging her, saying, you know, hey, I hope that God forgives you and that you find peace and all this. I'm sure you didn't mean it.
And
you know,
the
stuff
judge
like that.
too.
The judge as well. Which I guess I wanted to speak to you guys about because I just couldn't see myself. Like, you know, I have a younger brother. If something like that were to happen to him, I could not see myself, or with any family member, could not see myself going to the court, facing the killer, you know, face to face and saying, I forgive you. I just don't have that in my heart. Could you guys ever see with any of your family members, if they were, God forbid, murdered, could you be in that courtroom? Could you find it in yourself to forgive the killer? Do you think that's possible?
I think for me it is.
You think, okay, why is that?
Because yes, it happened, and yes, it is what it is, but I think I would eventually come into a forgiving heart, because at the end of the day, we all got issues, we all got stuff that we all personally go through. Yeah, granted, he didn't have to shoot or whatever, however this murder killed.
No, she just shot him.
She just shot him?
Shot him. No, like I said, she walked in thinking it was her place.
But are we using this scenario, or are we just saying in general?
No, anything. But in this scenario, like what happened was she straight up walked in the place, thought that it was her place, saw a guy in there, and she shot him.
Yeah.
And he died right there. And the 911 call was her calling the ambulance, saying that she thought it was her apartment. She sounded nervous. She sounded like she fucked up, but you don't know what to believe nowadays.
And she's a cop.
Yeah. She was off duty.
Right. I mean, at that point, I would be angry. There would be definitely phases that I would go through, but after those grieving steps, I feel like I would come in with forgiveness.
A year passed.
Because a year or two passed, and I'm looking at it differently, because I've learned through that pain, or I've learned through that grief something else that I didn't. Like, something beautiful always comes out of misery and pain, a lesson or something of that nature. So I think, you know, at that state, you're very sensitive, obviously, because you just heard that you lost that. And yeah, you have, and you're going to deal with the anger, the maybe when you neglect yourself or whatever the case is, you're going to deal with all of that, the shock phase, and then you're going to come down to the forgiving phase, where you have to forgive that individual that passed. And once you do that, you see a lot of things a lot clearer. You're starting to notice, oh my goodness, this had to happen, or this was the time it needed to happen, whether I liked it or not. And whether this person was the cause of it or not, at the end of the day, like, I have to, in order for me to be okay with it and not for it to pain me anymore, I have to forgive this person. Like, I see it to be that way. Because if not, then I'm harping on vengeance and anger and rage.
Yeah,
and I'm going to be like that.
That's how I see it
for the rest of my life if I don't do that.
I don't know if a year later I can hug the person.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
But I can see as time. I mean, I couldn't give it a time frame really, but I can see for the forgiveness coming in and the sense of it's not even about. And I've learned this when, like, that's why I guess I don't hold grudges, because I forgot who. I heard some wise words somewhere, I don't remember, about forgiving, just to let, it's not even for forgiving for the other person. It has nothing to do with them. It's forgiving so you let go of the power that they have over you, and like where the anger and the hurt and the pain. So by forgiving, it's like, okay, I'm releasing it. Yeah. So I've never had to, I mean, I've lost people close to me, but I've never, it's just been one of those things where I think maybe I subconsciously already do it. Yeah. Where I'm just like, I kind of just, okay, like it's more of I think it comes in with acceptance. Okay.
So it's not the plain out forgiving. Into faith too. It's like, okay, yes, this person killed someone that I really truly cared about, but anything that I would think of doing or anything that I really wanted to put this person into pain, as much pain as they caused me, like, I always feel like the higher being, whoever, God, would cast them on a worst punishment than I could possibly ever imagine. So whether I would try to do that at the moment, if I could, if I had a gun in my hand and somebody said you could do it, I don't think I would, because I feel like their punishment is coming to them and that's not up to me. So regardless if I want to torture them and skin them alive or whatever, at the end of the day, I feel like afterlife, nigga, you gonna get what's coming. Yeah, and I don't gotta do shit. I'm gonna be praising up in heaven.
That's because I'm trying to relate it to like when like somebody's done me wrong. Then yeah, I'm a firm believer in karma. And like the universe getting your ass. Likewise. So I'm very like, okay, like, you know what? I'm forgiving you. Fuck you, but I'm forgiving you. Nothing to do with that. It's more, I'm releasing it because there's something way bigger and badder down the road for you. So you don't know when that shit's coming. So
no, let's just say there's really no, because people saying that there's some type of like other shit going on behind the scenes there. Let's just say this was purely accidental. You know, because I'm sure we would feel differently if this was just a crazed murderer who just went and murdered your family member. If this was truly an accident, do you feel like it's easier to forgive than to say if it was a crazed murderer who just straight up murdered your family member? Or this is like revenge or something like that? Like, could you forgive that person? Do you think it's easier to forgive if it was an accident?
No.
Because the way she's spinning it, the way it was being spun, because I don't believe this woman at all.
Yeah, she even, while she was on the stand, she was like, I hate myself.
Right. I mean, but of course you're going to say all that when you're on the stand and shit. Like, she's had her meetings with her lawyers, and he's like, all right, let's just play this off, play this angle to seem
and she looks like she's crying, but you don't see tears.
But you don't see tears, and it just, I heard some of the testimony, it just didn't seem very truthful at all. Like, the guy was questioning her, the prosecutor, and she just wasn't answering the questions correctly. Like, they asked her about CPR. Like, she's trained in giving CPR, but she wasn't doing it completely because she said that she was trying to figure out where she was at the moment, and she was on the phone, and the guy was asking her, well, couldn't you have put it on speakerphone and given him full CPR? Right. She's like, I wasn't thinking about it at the time. She's a police officer. Yeah, she's a police officer. She's like, but you could have put your phone on speaker while you were talking to 911 and given him full CPR attention. Why didn't you do that? She's like, I just didn't know where I was at the time. You know, I was just, a lot of things were going through my head.
Was she like straight off duty from work or like the bar? Or?
I don't know, and that's the reason why I don't talk too much about it, because I don't know the full story.
Right. I guess this is
my fault for not going into detail with it, doing more research, but.
Because I didn't hear anything about her being like intoxicated or something.
I just don't buy it.
I definitely don't buy it.
I don't buy it. And the thing that gives me more outrage is the fact that she only got 10 years.
Yeah. Complete bullshit.
That's another thing. This is complete bullshit. And I hate to go
Killed
into the whole
somebody
thing,
by
but
accident or not.
this is a
10
white
years.
woman killing a minority, a black man, and only getting 10 years. And there are lesser crimes that are being done by minorities, blacks, Latinos.
Yeah.
And they're getting football numbers out here. When it's something that's as
crazy.
minimal as selling weed.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's just like, then we're forgiving her. The family's forgiving her. And it just, there's so many different angles that you can look at it, you know, and a lot of people have their opinions and shit. To me, it just seems like all types are wrong.
Yeah.
Me, in my heart, I can't see myself forgiving somebody like that, whether it was accidental or not. As much as I agree with you guys about like not letting it control you and have that power over you, it's tough to do, man. I mean, until I'm in that position, I can't say how I'd act. But right now, just me, I could not be as forgiving, and I could not see myself hugging that woman. And saying,
the hugging I think was a bit much. I think my forgiveness, and it's, I mean, anytime I've had to like forgive anybody to, you know, release that, it's never been with them. It's more like I just mentally like, you know,
I couldn't be in that courtroom. I would have to be like, I'll forgive you from a distance. Like, I hope I never see you. I hope I get to see you go to jail, and then I never get to see you again, and I'll forgive you maybe down the road. But I cannot be in that same room with you.
In that setting, a year later,
and forgive you right there. I can't do that.
No, I don't know. My cousin, my cousin was killed, and the whole court case, like the family was there, and his mom was just sitting there.
Right.
And I was never able to go, but my sister would go and show support, and I would always ask, like, you know, how's Thea doing and this and that, and she's like, she's just trying to be strong.
Right.
And it's just insane. It's like, and my cousin, like, you know, my cousin that died, like his brother, like he couldn't really, he couldn't handle it. He couldn't do it. It was just too much for him. So, and this was the cousin that like held everybody together. Right. So, and for us to lose him, it was difficult. But I couldn't. And I think that was one of the things that I never made it a point. Yeah. And I'm not, you know, I'm not prideful in it, but I never made it a point to go to the court sessions, is because I don't know how how it would feel. The people closest to me have died from, I mean, not really natural causes, but stuff that just life happens. They weren't like murdered exactly. The deaths that I've like personally felt. So for this one, like I had a complete breakdown, and I don't, just being there in the courtroom and seeing the people who took his life, I think that's why I'm kind of there with this case, but at the same time, like, I never fully experienced it with my own case. So I couldn't.
Yeah, I think the best thing for
publicly,
me in that
position, I couldn't forgive that person.
The best thing for me is just to see them go away to jail, and for me to not have a way to deal with them, because if they were somehow to get out, I think, knowing me, I'd probably find a way to go see them and just do something I'd probably regret later on. Like, that's just how I feel. If it was something like a family member, someone that was close to me.
Yeah, I got a short temper.
Yeah, exactly. Especially something like that. Like,
so I'm saying I couldn't see them in person.
I couldn't see them in person. I can't. I'd probably go after them. And I've seen plenty of stuff online where people see like the murderer in the courtroom, and you see them try to like go after him and charge him and stuff. And that's only going to put me in a worse position. Like, I don't want to go tit for tat. I don't want to go and murder that person, but it's going to take everything inside of me to not want to do that in the moment, in the heat of the moment. So it's a crazy fucking situation. Sorry. Man. So, yeah, you know what, man? I was trying to find a way to segue out of that and just get into something else. I think we should just break.
We're going to take a little break.
Yeah, we might as well take a little break. Let's just do that. And we're back. I don't want to say it too loud. No, we're back. Had to segue off of that, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, a lot of bad stuff this weekend. But let's try to liven it up a little bit, try to lighten the mood. Sade, what do you have for us?
All right. So on my lovely little vacation, we went to this art museum, Perez. I don't remember the full name.
Nice.
Perez Art Museum, Miami.
We'll go with that.
It was really dope, and they had they have little gift shops. Yeah. So we're there and looking at stuff, and then they had a lot of like little toys and stuff, like games. And then I see this, and it's Know Yourself. cards for self exploration. And I thought it was pretty cool. And then as soon as I seen it, I was like, oh, my pod-sters. It's like I miss them. And I was like, oh, shit, we should play this. So, like, I mean, it's not really a game, but I, like, took a few cards out, read them, and it's super deep. So, I figured it'd be a good
let's
thing.
Might
dive
be an
in.
ongoing segment in our...
Yeah, I think it would be a good one. A little transparency.
Good way to bring out some questions, get to know each other a little better.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool. All right. So what do we got? So you're just going to ask a random one?
Yeah, and then you guys, I got stacks right here for you.
And we'll each take out one from there?
Upside down. Crap, I did.
Okay, so we'll each grab from a stack and we'll ask each other, I guess?
Yeah.
Roll like that? Sounds like a plan.
Wait, hold on. I don't like the ones I have now.
What?
Oh, this is a good one.
So what you got? Give it to me.
I don't even know if I want to say. What are you currently lying to certain people around you about? Are we doing a skip? Oh, we also can skip. We can also skip. Be like,
I don't want to skip. I want to keep them
You want to go?
as truly as possible. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I say that now, and I'll probably want to skip one at some point.
Yeah,
All right. So what was the
Well, if
question
it doesn't
again?
seem that interesting, then we can skip.
All right. Fair enough.
What are you currently lying to certain people around you about?
You want to answer that one or what?
Is it one of those things? Are we not?
No, I don't mind. This is who wants to answer first.
I don't know. I think it's about I guess having my own place. I don't have one yet.
Oh, so people have asked you where you live, and you say you have your own place? Is that
No. It's more of like, oh yeah, I live somewhere, or I live in a place, and I'm living here. Like when people ask me where I'm from, I always say Lodi, but I'm not really from Lodi. So
okay.
it's like,
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not
okay.
from Jersey City, so I don't know what to say because then I'm not even gonna live in Jersey City anymore. So I just stick to Lodi.
Yeah, usually when people say where you're from, I just talk about like, I ask, I'm like, wait, okay, do you want to know like what I am, or do you want to know my hometown?
Right.
And then I just usually say like it's a mix of Hackensack and like a little Passaic, but I'd be like, yeah, Hackensack.
Yeah, that's where I go.
Okay. Word up. What am I currently lying to people about? I would say my confidence level. Yeah. So when people see me like out in these shows, they see a very cool, calm, and collected and confident guy. They see Kid Pro. When the mic's off and the music's not recorded, I'm not like that. I'm a little bit of the opposite, and I'm still trying to work on that and build myself up as like who Paulo is. You know, when I'm not Kid Pro, because when I'm not the artist, like I do have a lot of confidence issues, and I do have a lot of anxiety, and I don't fully believe in myself in the outside world when it's not music. You know, if it was up to me, I'd just be Kid Pro all day. It's just a matter of trying to learn, and well, not learn, but really get used to who Paulo is. And I think that's one of the biggest issues. So people see me as like this very confident guy, which I am when it comes to music. But when I'm not doing the music and just trying to figure out how to be like a better father, a better man, all that stuff, better son, that's where it gets tough for me. And I think that's where I have trouble. So, yeah, I would say like when people ask me about that, I think I don't tell them the full, honest to God truth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was deep. That was crazy. What's up?
I think I guess like when I don't think I do it intentionally, but I guess I don't know if I give it off because I don't talk a lot about myself. Like I've had people, especially the people that go to the show, where they say like, "Oh, I want to know more about you."
Okay.
Because I guess I seem interesting,
okay.
But I'm just like, for what? Like, so it's not that. I mean, I guess like if I were to open up, I'm not easy to open up. So there are times where I'll just lie about shit.
Okay.
So I guess I'll lie about what I've been through or like omit it more or less. And it's more of a thing where I just have like a wall and I'm just very like, no, you can't. No,
okay,
you
so
can't.
You are saying something, but you're not giving it all away.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or even if like I'll fudge a couple things or just to kind of like just so you don't ask any questions.
So you just say you're okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They're like, yeah, I'm fine.
Fair enough.
I'm never really fine.
I think we all go through that. I think we all don't tell everybody the true story when we say like, how you feeling? Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm straight.
that's true.
So I guess in a way,
that's my biggest one. Where I'm like, are you good? Yeah. No, I'm never fine. I'm never fine. I'm usually stressed or have anxiety too, and it's just.
I agree with that.
Mess.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one. All right.
Yeah,
What's up? That was a good one. Next one.
Oh, next one. That's one of you guys. Or do you want me to keep going?
Keep going with the ones you got, and then you said you got 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, I put one. I had 4, but then I put one back. I don't know. I mean, if you guys want to talk about this, and your worst fears, what might your colleagues at work be criticizing you for behind your back?
Yeah, my grumpiness. As much as I don't really care what they think, but I know that my grumpiness tends to rub them the wrong way. Sometimes I can be very, very grumpy. Like my birthday passed a couple weeks ago, and a couple of my coworkers had put the balloons and shit on my desk, and they were expecting me to just be kind of like happy about it. But my grumpy ass, who doesn't want to celebrate his birthday, just said, thanks, like really low. And one coworker told me, hey, the way you just acted right now was like a slap in the face to everybody in here that, you know, wrote their name on the card for you. It's happy birthday and set up these balloons. And in my head, I'm thinking like, well, I told you motherfuckers I didn't want to celebrate my birthday. I don't get along with everybody here. So the last thing I want is some motherfucker I don't like giving me the bullshit happy birthday, enjoy your day shit on my
I always
my
feel
card.
weird about doing that.
I feel weird about that. If I don't like you or you don't like me, the fuck I want you to write happy birthday or tell me happy birthday. Like,
it's
I don't
also
fuck with
like
you.
I don't know you.
I don't know you. Like, why are you even caring? Like, no one
Yeah.
asked you. And if I should have the right, I should reserve the right, at least just me, to not want to celebrate my fucking birthday. But people felt it was needed, and some like, oh, we didn't want you to feel left out. Nigga, I don't care. I don't give a fuck about being left out.
And
I don't
they
want to
asked your
celebrate.
coworker too,
That's it.
right?
They asked my coworker, like, should we do something for Paul? I'm like, no, he doesn't want anything. And they still went and did it. And then fucking me had to go and apologize. And I didn't want to. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. I appreciate what you guys did. You know, that was my bad, my fault. I really didn't want to. I don't fucking want to. If they're hearing this right now, I didn't want to fucking apologize. So, I don't fucking celebrate my birthday. Like, fucking deal with it. But yeah, that was it. I guess my grumpiness in that setting would get to that. But again, that is the only time that I'm grumpy because I do not like being at that place.
Right.
It's just not for me. It's not what I want to do. Every other aspect of my life, with family, my kids, my brother, everything, music, hanging out with artists, recording, I'm happy as a motherfucker. I never want to leave that spot. And when I go to this day job, doesn't matter what it is, just that place I do not want to be at, and I'm unhappy and I'm grumpy.
That's how I felt with that job.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because it's just not for me. It's not where I belong. It's not who I am. So I'm gonna be grumpy. So yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Your turn.
My turn. I think with me would be, I guess, people saying that I'm self-righteous. I get that a lot.
Okay.
At my jobs, well, the jobs that I've worked at, and I guess it's because I'm so like willing to talk about deep stuff that no one likes to talk about. I guess that's why they get that from me. So I guess I don't like being called that. Also, me being opinionated, and coming in, so that comes from that. I guess I feel like that's why they get that. But I feel like the reason why I'm opinionated or why I want to put in something in that is because a lot of people don't view things on a healing or let's move on or let's move past this. They kind of just stay in and linger in there, whatever that is. So when they talk to me, I hear exactly what they're saying, and then between whatever they're saying, I ask them those questions that they avoid, and I guess that's why people are like,
yeah, then what's the
who
point?
you?
We've talked about this.
Yes,
Right.
we have.
Yeah, Val is cause we work at the same place, and Val's approached me about this, and I just don't get it, and this and that. So I'm like, listen, this is something I learned a long time ago. There's us, and we're opinionated, and we're not afraid to like, no, this is what I gotta say, and you know, I'm giving you like my thing is like if you're gonna come to me, like I've learned like how to control what I have to say, like I mean like the urge to just speak my mind and not, you know, I never really had a filter. I'm trying. My mom thinks I'm not, but I'm trying. But usually like thoughts, it was no filtering. It's just like I thought it, I said it.
Yeah.
So especially when somebody's asking for advice, and it's one of those things, we work at restaurants, everybody's fucking asking for advice. So it's kind of just one of those things where you have to learn to just be like, oh my God, yeah, okay. And then just walk away. Where I had this in the past, and then, I mean, you shortly, you know, go like, it's your okay, then, but why? But you're trying to engage in the conversation, But to them, and then so there's opinionated, and then there's just like passive, like, I just want to talk. I don't care what you have to say kind of people. Or I don't want to have to hear. I don't want to deep dive. I don't want to. They're very surface people.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of that now.
And everything is kind of filtered and everything's kind of washed down. And it's, I mean, I know how I'm saying it is like a negative like connotation with it, but that's, for me, it's like, I don't understand you, you don't understand me. And that's what the conversation with Val was. It's like, they don't understand you, you don't understand them. You just have to learn how to kind of like work with them and live with them, and then just be like, okay, that's
the same way that one of my ministers broke it down to me, and I never had anyone broke it down like how people are in this way. Mm-hmm. And he was like, think of it as a piano. A piano has individual keys, right? And when you play one by one, it has its own vibration and its own sound. But when you try playing them all together, it's like, it doesn't sound good.
Out of key, yeah.
So think of people in that same, you guys all have different waves, different vibrations. You guys vibe different. But if you guys do a chord, it creates harmony. You know, so it's like, that's how we have to be. That's how we people are. So there's sometimes that people are not going to connect on that level.
The right vibes have to connect.
Yeah, the right vibes have to connect, and then you guys make a nice chord.
And if it doesn't, you just kind of have to walk away from it.
And then when you really think about it, your place of employment really is the only time in your life where you don't have any control, and I guess family, but you don't have any control over the people that are around you. So the way they make you feel, you really can't do anything at the time because you can't fire them yourself. You can't
I've been in the past.
Yeah, like I guess, if you're in a manager position, but like me, where I'm not a manager, it's like I don't have that specific control over somebody to just get rid of them. So I have to deal with them at the time. So and that's a place where I don't have control. Where I'm in this music world and in my friends, I can choose whether or not I want to collaborate with them, hang around them, talk to them. In this setting that I'm in right now, they're just around me, and I have to deal with them, and I have to deal with their arrogance. I have to deal with their grumpiness. I have to deal with their shit talking. I have to deal with their annoying voices, and there's nothing I can do about it. So that in turn, like when I don't have that control, that makes me very angry, and the fact that I can't do anything about it, just further just like makes me feel the way you did. Like it just doesn't connect. I don't want to be there. So it's tough in that sense. That was a good question too. All right, so next one.
I mean, I don't even know my fear.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I thought you did.
No. I mean, I kind of did before. I don't really care. That's
a good one too. All right, that's a good one too. Fair enough.
But real quick, I did want to mention on the back, it was like, there is no point being squeamish here. Your fears are. Oh, by the way, on the back, it's kind of like an explanation, deep dive itself. Your fears are correct. Anything you might suspect others might think is already a reality. The point isn't to escape such imagined gossip, but to take gracious measures to deal with it. Deal with its almost certain existence. So kind of like where I was telling you before, like with the whole opinionated thing, it's kind of like there's just two different people and you're one. You just got to learn how to just deal with the other and bypass it. And I think like, not too long ago, this would have bothered. Like, I would have been like, this, but now I've just been on a very, like, let go type of thing. Like, if that shit ain't paying my bills, I don't give a fuck kind of thing. Like, it's very, like, if that's not feeding me, like, creatively or feeding me with money, I'm straight.
Just feeding you in any way.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. All right, fair enough.
Next. Do you want me to do another one, or you guys want to pick?
No, I'm going to pick one.
Yeah, go.
Describe your expectations of how your life will develop around love, career, and health. So basically, what are your expectations on how it'll grow?
Well, I guess my expectations on love and wealth is that I see myself being like an entrepreneur of some sort of my own crafts and killing it. And then if I end up having someone, cool, but hopefully him and I will be a team and on the same page. Okay. With love, I hope that it will be love and support all around too. Like, I hope that my family will get stronger on the connections. Not that we aren't now, but definitely way closer. And just being there for one another, having like, I guess, family nights,
nights,
game
okay.
shows or stuff
you
like
pick
that.
You pick another or no?
Oh no, that was just mine. That was
And yeah, I see myself doing multiple things. I see myself doing motivational speaking, talk show, or talk show radio host, maybe some voiceover. Yeah, I'm gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna dip in my feet and everything, yo. I don't care. I'm gonna be
toes.
It's my saying, hands in several bags.
Multiple incomes. That's the way to go, right?
Oh wait, no, I didn't do it right. Hands in several bags. That's how I do it. When people ask, "What are you doing?" Hands in several bags.
So yeah, that's what I see. What about you guys?
So what was it? Love. What was it again? I forgot.
Love, career, and health.
Well, love one. That's the end of it. Career, doing exactly what I'm doing now. But instead of working in a restaurant, I'd own it. And just hands in several bags. That's really just what I want to do. I'm trying to keep focus on it and not deter from it, because it's so easy to just like consistent paycheck kind of thing and just kind of ignore the passion. But I think I'd go fucking crazy.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I've already done that before, and I went crazy and just had so many ideas. So I think like for career, with just wanting to see like my ideas like flourish and actually happen. So within 2 years, it's like cool to see it's happened so far, especially like just starting the podcast and stuff like that. And then the show makes 2 years December. So pretty cool.
Yes,
and then health, be able to kick some ass. I mean, I can kick ass now, but if I can push a car, that'd be cool.
Hey, all right.
Just to like,
Going for that strong woman competition.
No, God, no. They're
Trying
they're
pull the truck
scary
with
as
your
shit. No. No, like you see like the old, like the guy, the old guy. You ever seen that old guy that do it? He was on Malcolm in the Middle too. Like he was like super slender, but like kind of muscular, and he's just pushing the car.
Oh
like,
shit, yeah, Malcolm in the Middle. You brought me back. Okay, all right. That was, good. That was a good answer.
Just to be healthy, I guess, man.
For me, with love, career, and health, I guess with love, just continue being the best person that I can be in a relationship. Continue to grow with that person, and just not being afraid to acknowledge my faults in the relationship and take accountability for the things that I do wrong in the relationship, and just be able to take the necessary steps to fix those things in the relationship.
You just put mine in shit. I just said one.
Nah, come on. But that means a lot though. Still,
Yeah.
so
God.
With career, definitely improving everything that I'm doing in my career, taking it a step further, like taking it to new heights, new levels and shit, and also inspiring people and helping them grow as well. Because as much as I want to make my career flourish and grow, I want to also be able to be in that position to help other people grow in their careers that may not have the tools or may just not know what they're doing. And I want to be there for them as well. So it's not just about me, but also building others and making sure that they get as far as they can. As far as health, just being the best version of myself physically that I can be. You know, I'm not trying to be shredded and jacked out here, but I'm trying to be in shape and live a long, healthy life. You know, take care of myself. Still, be able to eat whatever I want, but at the same time know that I got to take care of my body first, because everything does get crazier the older you get. So just knowing that and trying to stay healthy. Yeah, I guess that would be it. So definitely inspiring and being the best version of yourself. That's definitely where I want to take it with love, career, and health. Yeah.
All right, your turn.
It's my turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got one already?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
do. It says, make a map of your failures indicating the rough date they occurred right beside each one what you learned.
Bruh.
What? That sounds like a long one.
Wait, what?
Sounds like a long one. Yeah, you better switch that shit.
No, I think that's like art class. Like you gotta actually draw.
Yeah, I gotta
shit.
draw that shit out. I gotta make a diagram for y'all
You have
niggas
to
about
draw?
my failures.
Sorry, I
You guys
saw
looking
something
over there?
outside.
Oh my
No, you're
God.
good,
Okay,
you're
well,
good.
I'll skip it then.
It's bugging me
No,
out.
me too.
What did you most enjoy doing as a child? Do you get those feelings now?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I could tell you guys a couple, but I'll let you guys go first.
You want to go
Damn,
first?
I'm first. Yeah. Yeah, we've
Do you
been
wanna go
doing it. No, I'm. Wait, what? Repeat. Okay.
What did you most enjoy doing as a child? What do you get those feelings now? How do you? Or do you get those feelings now still?
I know that one already.
What?
Oh,
Oh,
for me, I got
I was
the
like,
answer
how do you
already.
know mine?
All right, so then do you want to go?
No, I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I used to write what?
No, I said, okay, let me know, sis. Go ahead.
Well, you're fucking up the rotation.
Yeah, I know.
No,
right?
my bad. When I used to write like short stories and shit, just like the satisfaction of just like finishing it and being like, oh, I made this. I still get those feelings now, but I mean, I'm not writing as much, but like the little graphic design stuff that I do and collabing with people, it's kind of like, oh my god, I did it. It's kind of one of those things. Or even like like with the podcast, like going through the episodes and I'm like, all right, holy shit, like next week, like last week I was saying, I'm like, yeah, next week is episode 7.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I was excited about coming back to Jersey, because man, I would have stayed my ass in Miami.
I was telling you guys I had pod withdrawals. I was
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
I don't think has it been more than a week?
Yeah, no, it was just a week. But
A
still,
week and
we
3
felt
days?
it.
A week and some change.
Oh
yeah,
no,
but
we
it
did
felt
it
like
Monday.
longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a week and 3
A
days.
week and some change. Yeah.
And we felt
So
it.
it's crazy. I felt it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's just been like a constant.
But my thing has always been creating. I've always loved just making shit. So I think when it came to that, yeah, that was one of the things as a kid. But go.
Can you read the question one more time?
Oh,
The question is, what did you most enjoy doing as a child? Do you get those feelings now?
From doing the same thing? I guess it's not explained. Okay.
I don't think it necessarily.
The 2 things that I enjoyed most as a child that I remember.
Oh, it's supposed to be 2?
No, it says.
Oh, okay, go.
No, it's just for me. The 2 things that I remember most doing as a child, soccer, just and
You little
video
Colombian.
games. Yeah, I was big on
That's
soccer.
funny.
Just playing it, man. Just not having a care in the world. Just being happy, playing soccer with my friends, scoring a goal. Like I was a striker, so my job was to score goals. Just the feeling that you'd get scoring a goal, your whole team cheering on you. You know, the fans cheering, your parents being proud, winning trophies and stuff like that. That made me feel great. And video games, like I played when I wasn't doing soccer, I was playing video games. I don't get to play as much now because I'm just so busy doing everything else. But whenever I do get a chance to just sit down and just play a video game, like I'm just taken back to when I was younger and just feeling carefree. Like nothing else is going on. The rest of the world does not matter. It's just me and that controller and the TV and the game.
Yeah.
And it just brings me back to like when I was younger and just the joy that I would get, because I did get a lot of joy from playing.
Joel.
Yeah, exactly. I did get a lot of joy of just sitting down with the game, learning it, especially if it's one that you got to like go level through level and beat. And you go through that like, damn, I'm never going to beat this level, never going to get through it. And then you finally beat that shit and you just have a sense of accomplishment in there. Like the feeling that I got from that is not something that I've had in a while. Yeah. Yo, shut the fuck up. Why is it when I'm answering a question, you getting another drink? What the fuck? But yeah.
Oh yeah, she's only doing that.
Only when I'm answering questions.
I'm looking for my lipstick, but go ahead.
All right, go. I was listening.
I was listening to.
While you were searching for
She was
lipstick.
looking for lipstick. Let me stop. I'm joking.
Yeah, I got no lipstick to search.
I can
for.
multitask.
Answering your question.
Just drop your pen. And look for it.
Wow. He did. He just dropped his
Anyways,
pen.
interrupted me again. All right.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty much it. Just it takes me back, man. Just playing a video game, especially when I get to play with my kid. Like that's like the ultimate thing for me. Like when we get a 2-player game going and we're just enjoying it, and I see the joy and the wonder he gets from it, which is the same feeling I had when I was younger. And just getting to share that moment, like that takes me back because it just reminds me of playing with my friends, stuff like that. So that's a real cool moment for me. That brings me back.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's so dope.
It's a very dope feeling.
All right. Well, I guess it's my turn, right? So I think my thing was because I lived in country lands.
Country land?
Where there's mountains and Los Campos. In Los Campos. There's actually a song that my Dominican side did. It is. It's
I
dope.
heard it.
But so I loved running, doing anything active, carefree. I was a wild child. I never could stay still. But in that, I was also fearless. I was so fearless when I was younger. So like I would get on mountain bikes and I would be like 5 and ride on it because I had open, vast land. So I loved doing that as a child. And what I miss most too, because it was, back in the day and it was an older time, we didn't have phones. So all of us on the neighborhood, like our, next door farm neighbors, we would all get together and play a lot of sports together and baseball.
Yeah, I miss that about Puerto Rico.
Yeah, kickball, all of that stuff. And we would all just be out there playing till like 6 p.m. till my grandmother was like, "Hola, la comida está lista," or whatever, and I'll be like, "Oh snap, we don't want to go yet," because we would like literally have fun, you know. And then if we had animals, forget about it. We'd be riding on them shits. We'd be in our own world. So like, I that's what I like to do, and I think I do that now till this day. Like I can't stay still. I have to do something different like almost every day. Whether that's like hiking or like rock climbing or something else, like I just have to always do something, keep moving, keep active, biking, I don't know, picnic, I don't know, like I just switch it up. Yeah, but I like being outdoors. That's my thing.
That's what's up. That's a nice segment. All right, I think we should keep that going. I think next time we'll definitely bring up more, so definitely keep that around.
No, for sure.
I think that's a nice little, I think that's great for the title. I think right there, Know Yourself.
Know yourself.
Know your worth.
For this one, for episode 7, yeah. So I mean, do y'all have any other final thoughts? Is there anything else that we should? I think
we missed something. I mean, some things, but you know what? I think it was a good episode. I think
a lot of albums that are coming out.
That. There was a lot of flows. You feel me?
A lot of albums that come out next week that we'll get into. We'll definitely deep dive into those next week. I think we got everything. This is a good one. We definitely hit a different range of emotions this week. Got a little serious, got a little lighthearted, funny, still laugh together. And I'm just glad to be back with y'all again.
Of course.
After a week and change. Missed you guys, for real. Oh, guys.
My God, I'm starting to sound like you. Ew.
Yeah, she's already rubbing off on me. Like, it's bad.
Oh, wow. All right, so again, Lyrical Fix podcast, man. Check us out on Anchor, on Audio Mac, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and on YouTube. Please subscribe.
What
I mean? Show
Somebody's
us your love.
Getting the videos down now.
Getting the videos down. You already see me. You know I'm out here getting that editing, the edit king. You know what I mean?
Edit king.
You know what I mean? Make sure you catch me on the KID tour all October. Shout out to OB Beats supplying the beats for this month of the podcast. We're gonna have another guest very soon. Shout out to guests again.
Yeah.
For being our first guest.
That was like one of my favorite episodes.
Oh
for
yeah.
Sure. Because 6 and 6.5. I mean, 2 different episodes, but they're the same episode, recorded in one night. Yeah. And man, that was my favorite.
Yeah, so that for the next guest, no pressure, but you got a lot to.
Yeah, you got some big shit.
Yeah, you got some pretty tough act to follow.
Yeah, and you can catch me, Val, and Kid Pro next week at Check It, an open mic night, October 10th. Catch us in Lodi,
163 Union Street.
Ooh,
VFW, Veterans of the Foreign War.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You can't miss the building.
I won't be performing, but Kid Pro and Val will.
Oh, yeah. Val's going to do a nice little number with the stool.
Yeah, gotcha.
That sounds so dirty.
I know, that did sound dirty. Yeah, that's come catch Val on the stool.
the flash dance scene.
Oh shit! With the
I actually thought of that in my head.
Don't
before.
do that. We ain't got no space. What's gonna drop?
What's gonna drop on there? Not like as in a literal.
Yeah, the water off
like,
the chandelier.
About that shit, I'm like, yo. Every single time I sit on this chair, I always feel like, like I'm doing the whole thing.
Then you perform, people gonna look up like, what the fuck?
What's going on?
All right, yo. So that was it.
It's a wrap.
Much love to everybody. It's a wrap. Peace out.
Know yourself.
Yeah. Know yourself. All right. Peace out. Bye.
Bye.